Hey guys, it's me, Made Up Jen, and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So today I'm gonna go ahead and do a makeup video, guys. It's been a while. I have this big humongous box. I ordered a big thing on Ulta, and then also I went to Walmart, and then yeah, I have a lot of high-end stuff today, like high-end. A lot of these things that that I'm gonna try today, it's literally the first time I've ever tried it ever in my freaking life. I've never even swatched it in store. I've never bothered looking at it. I just cannot justify spending that amount of money ever on makeup, but I was very fortunate enough to go to Ulta, and they tagged a lot of their stuff which are considered NOP, so there's no placement for them at their store. It's been returned, or they used to have it and it just stayed in their store and they never sent it back, and eventually those items go on sale for half off. And then yeah, I saw that this was half off right here. The Natasha Denona Glam palette. I got this for half off. This bad boy right here is $69, and I managed to get it for $29, something like that, give or take. I did use points. And I also got this one from Natasha Denona. This is my Dream Cheek Trio. And then I also managed to snag a concealer. This is in the color 6N. I don't know if this is going to be too light for me, but I took a risk with it anyway. I also have a bunch of brush sets. So Real Techniques came out with a bunch of new brushes. I did get individual brushes, and I also got an actual whole set. I do have other stuff from Fenty, E.L.F. So let's just go ahead and get started. So my brows do look a little bit crazy, but you know, it is what it is. Once we have the eye look, everything will look fine. But I am going to use this. This is the E.L.F. Lock It Down eyeshadow primer. I know that they already have this technically. This is just like they just put it in new packaging. It's supposed to be, I think, like the same formula or maybe improved. I'm not too sure. It does have like a slight peachy tone to it, maybe a little bit more beige. If you guys are wondering what I will be using today, I will link all of it down in the description box below. So this is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. You guys see it right here. We open it, and this is the color scheme for this palette. It is a very neutral, cool type of shadow, which honestly I'm super excited about. And I have seen a lot of like good reviews for these. Natasha Denona is known for her eyeshadows, so I'm excited to finally be trying and actually own one. I'm gonna ooh. I love when an eyeshadow palette has a mirror. If you've been here long enough, you know. I always appreciate an eyeshadow palette that has an actual mirror. And this mirror is really nice. As you guys can see, it started creasing. It does leave like a little tacky feeling, but I think I need to set it. So I'm just gonna grab this brush from Royal and Langnickel. This is their medium eye shader. I don't even think they have this brush anymore. I used to get a lot of these brushes that I have from like these random brands. They're honestly from Ipsy bags that I used to have back in the day. So I am just putting this all over the lid, and there is slight little bit of fallout, and the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because if you're big on that, like I'm gonna show you guys. You guys see the color I just used? I used the color Transition. There's a little bit of fallout, but it's not enough for me to be like, oh my god. I'm gonna use this BH Cosmetics Studio Pro 17 brush. I don't even think this brand exists anymore, and I'm going to apply this on the crease. and I can already see the color, so at least I know whatever color is on here, it's what it's gonna show on my actual eye. Because sometimes I'll apply a certain eyeshadow and it looks like a color on the pan, and then you put it on your lid and the color just, it's not the same. I literally just thought about that. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. I'm not tapping off any of the excess. I just want to see just how pigmented the color is, because usually if it's really pigmented, you should be tapping off the excess. But I don't know if you guys see that. I applied the same amount on both eyes, and this eye always has more pigment on it. Like, it somehow grabs the color better than this eye. I don't know why that is. And then with that same brush, I'm using the color crease to pretty much just darken up that color slightly a little bit more. Oh, you guys see that? It's a little patchy. You guys see that? We got some, I don't know if that's the shadow or if it's the primer, like the base, that's making it blend like this. It came out like really patchy. Again, I did not tap off any of the excess. And then I'm gonna slowly just start blending it into this outer V right here. Just right there. And then I'm gonna start swiping, windshield wipers, but not very aggressive. Some people tend to go very aggressive. Just because you go harder doesn't mean, oh, it is July 20, what did I tell you guys? And there are still fireworks going outside of my house. I'm gonna grab the color Lash Line and just make a little liner. I'm gonna use this one from Lunar Beauty. This actually came in what, a drag, something drag eyeshadow, and I actually like this one to apply glitters. So this is called the Center Eyelid, and as you guys can see, this is with nothing on the brush. I'm just gonna go back in there, and this time I am going to go in a little bit more and then join it with that first line, and then slowly just start blending it out. So my face looks a little bit hinchada, it's a little swollen under the eyes, so I'm actually gonna try this from the brand Winky Lux Peeper Correct. It's a color corrector. This is in the color Peach. They only do have 3 colors, I think peach, lavender, and I don't know the other one, but I'm gonna go ahead and just apply a little dot. This does have good reviews. Me and correctors are like whatever. Like, I try them on and I think they're fine, and you can still see my bags. Most of these, when I blend them out, I will blend them out with my finger just because it does help with the warmth. And then also I'm gonna take advantage of this right now to clean up around here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this. This is the Natasha Denona HY Glam Concealer. This is a brightening and hydrating crease proof serum concealer, and go in with the color 6N. So if you've never seen this concealer before, this is what the applicator looks like. It's a flat, like doe foot type of applicator, and I am just dabbing it on. I hope I didn't dab too much. I'm gonna go ahead and use this concealer brush, the BK Beauty collab with, and it's the Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the A506. So this is a concealer brush, and you guys can see it's fluffy. It does have like that little paw type of shape. It's pretty big. The concealer did blend out pretty good. And these are the things that happen, you know, when you try something new. You don't know if it's the brush that made the concealer blend out so nicely, or was it just the concealer that it's that good, you know? But I think this color is fine for me right now. It's not matte. It's giving me more of a natural feel to it. If you are dry, I think this would be perfect for you. If you are like me, a little bit more oily, a combo in between, you will have to set this. This is how the brush looks after I used all that concealer. It did suck some of it in, but I don't think it's that bad compared to other brushes that I've seen where I start and then I look at it and it's sucked in so much of the concealer or the corrector or whatever I use it with. So this one's still doing good. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. This is the Chrome New collection from Real Techniques. This is the 108, 109, and 110. It does have it on the brushes, so that's why I was able to tell you guys. But right now I'm gonna take the one I want to use right now, oh snap, which is this one, the paintbrush. So I'm really intrigued. I've been seeing these went viral on TikTok. This one is really thin, as you guys can see. The thing about these is it's probably gonna blend out my foundation, but I don't know if it's gonna blend it right, you know what I mean? And I am going to try these foundations, so I don't know what color I am. A lot of people online did say that it oxidized, that the shade was off, it wasn't what it's here, because according to this one, 32 medium neutral looks fine, but it looks more yellow, warm. And then this one, I don't know guys. I'm gonna go in with 32 first. Oh no, it's 2. Oh my gosh, you guys can see that? Look at that. Looks slightly a little bit too dark. So if you guys were curious about 32 medium neutral, there it is. So now I'm gonna go at 31 medium neutral. Okay, miren, look at the difference between 31 and 32, right? Yeah, 31 and 32. So 32 might be my color closer to right now. In the summer I have been getting tan a lot, especially while driving. The sun is hitting me all the time, even with tinted windows. But I'm gonna go in with the color 31 medium neutral for the, I didn't even say what it's called, for the E.L.F. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. Obviously everyone already knows what it is. That's also probably why I also didn't say what it was. But I'm gonna go in with this brush and see what happens. Look at that. I like the idea of just being able to swipe it, but I feel like when you do this, you're also removing a lot. Can you guys see like the foundation on top of the brush? Look at that. It's just piling up. For precision purposes, it's good, especially if you already did like your brows, because every time I do my brows and then I apply foundation, I always apply foundation over the eyebrows. No matter how hard I try, I always end up dirtying messing up my brows. So as we can tell from the foundation there, it's not matte, but it's not dewy. It's kind of like in between. And this brush is fine, but you can tell specifically like in areas I did not touch either, like at all. Like right here, this skinita I didn't touch, so you can literally tell, which is fine because that's the whole purpose of it, right? For it to be accurate. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more to give me a little bit more coverage. Well, let's see if it gives me more coverage. I'm okay with the coverage I have right now. I do prefer foundations that are in the medium where I can still see some of my freckles and stuff like that. But I am going to finish it up with my sponge. I'm gonna use my Dose of Colors beauty sponge. I'm just gonna use the flat side and I'm just gonna go over the skin. And this is just really gonna help blend out that foundation. So that brush is, it's cool. It's cool for like accuracy and like really wanting to know like, oh, I need to go here, I need to go there. But to use, like if I were to go travel and I could only take one of these brushes, I would take the sponge instead of that brush, because that brush, yeah, it works fine, but I still have to go back over with a beauty sponge to kind of like blend it out and smooth it out. Not saying that the application wasn't smooth, but I just felt like I wasn't blended. I don't know how to explain that. I'm gonna go in with this brush. So this brush is almost the same. It's weirdly a little bit bigger. It has an odd shape, but we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna apply just a little bit more of that concealer. The concealer is like almost honestly my actual color. It's just a little bit lighter. When you apply concealers, you want to make sure that you're going a shade, maybe two, lighter. I've been seeing a lot of girls going in really light, and I don't like that. It highlights too much. I feel like we're back in like 2016 when our under eye concealer, which was most likely Shape Tape, was too bright for us and we were going ham with it. I applied the concealer in certain spots where I just want more brightness, where you guys can see the natural light just bounces off. This is the Sunshift Cream Bronzer from Ilia. This goes for $38 if I'm not mistaken. This was gifted to me by Pinch Me and part with Ilia. But this is the color right here. As you guys can see, it has that gold metallic look to it. And we're gonna go ahead and use just this brush right here. This is from the brand Jessup on Amazon. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know I tend to use these brushes. But we're gonna go ahead and really dip in there and apply it where the sun would naturally hit. So as you guys can see, it does bronze up, but it is a very, very, very light coverage. Honestly, when I'm going into it, I feel like I'm pressing in kind of like in a cushion. We do have like that bronze look with a slight bit of shine, but it's not like a crazy shine, if you guys can see that. It looks like I already have highlighter, so it's kind of, it gives me the same vibe as the Rare Beauty blushes, the new Radiant blushes that she has, where when you apply it looks like you also applied highlighter with it. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and set my face and then I'll be right back. I can still see some of that bronzer that I put under, but it does look slightly a little muddy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're gonna apply some bronzer right now and see what happens, because sometimes that muddy color will go away when I blend in an actual like different when I blend in a different bronzer in there. I'm gonna go in with the KVD contour palette. I'm gonna use the color, what is this, Shadow Play, which is 130, the color in the middle. Sometimes I'll mix the first color, Subconscious, with Shadow Play, but again, it just depends on where I'm at skin tone wise. Right now I am a little bit tan, but so that's why I go to that middle one. This color right here is more for like actual contouring. Like I want to snatch, like I'll show you guys right now. And now we're gonna go move on to the other palette we've been waiting to see. Which is this one from Natasha Denona. This is my Dream Cheek Trio. It has a cream blush, a glow cream base, and a Dream Glow powder. I actually did not know that they were creams until right now that I just read that. Okay. It's not like a cream. It's a powder. Why are you scaring me? But, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Right there. the color. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm not trying to flick you guys off, sorry, but that is the color, which looks cute. We're about to find out if it looks cute on the face. So again, I did not apply any cream blush under. I usually would because I like that extra like coverage, but I wanted to see its full like actual color without me putting anything on there. So I am going to just grab this Morphe M536. I don't even know if they still have this. Usually this is like an under eye type of brush, but I'm going to use this for the blush. So I'm going to go in here and see a little color. And do you guys see that? It is coming off really, really light. I don't know if it's because of my skin complexion, but let's go back in there. I tap usually like where I want it the most concentrated, and then I'll slowly go in little like circle motions around the face to kind of blend in towards the concealer so it doesn't look so harsh. So the Dream Glow, which look at that, it is pretty, look at that, that is the Dream Glow. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Glow Cream base right here. Again, sorry guys, not trying to flick you guys off, but that cream one is literally going to make this one pop like crazy. You can just tell, and it is very creamy and you can feel it, and when you swipe it there is no residue on your fingers. And now I'm gonna actually go in with this Lightshift Cream highlighter from Ilia in the color Glint. By the way, the bronzers and these highlighters do have 3 different colors. There's 3 highlighter colors and there's 3 bronzer colors, just FYI. And I'm gonna just swatch it right here. So as you guys can see, they both look somewhat similar. So I'm just gonna go in straight with my finger. I know it doesn't ruin my makeup, but it does leave like a weird texture thing over my skin. Like right here I have this weird crack. So I'm just gonna go in with the cream base right here. I'm just gonna tap it and look at that, automatic difference. And then I'm gonna apply the Dream Glow over it. Whoa. As you guys can tell, I am really, really glossy. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this brush. This is the extra big finishing brush. There's nothing like that big brush energy. An extra large fan shape quickly highlights and sculpts for naturally defined cheekbones with ease. Very fluffy and it has this weird shape to it. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna grab the Charlotte Tilbury finishing finishing powder in the number 2, and I'm gonna just dip it in there. And I'm pretty much giving myself a shape. Like if you ever mess up on your contour or your bronzer, like this is the perfect thing to do. Usually I would do this with puff, but I want to see what this brush is all about. I'm gonna finish the eyes, so I'm just gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna just grab one brush. I'm gonna grab just like this flat brush, shader brush, and I'm gonna go into the color Crease, and I'm gonna go under here and you can leave it right there. You can go in a little bit more intense with it. You can go in with the color Blend and just go more in to kind of give that same look effect, or I can just go in here and use it to blend out the first color I used. These are just like the extra like little steps you take to make your eye look just look much more snatched. Just gonna grab like just this little crease brush. It's a little skinny, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this inner corner color, and I'm gonna tap in here. I'm just using this to, you know, do that little inner corner highlight a little bit, and then I go in to the nose with any excess. So I did pick also these out. These are the Fenty Beauty Traced Out Pencil Lip Liners. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little scared. So I got the color Peanut Butter, Extra Thigh, and Browned Out. But the reason why I say I'm scared is because I did mention this in my last video, my skincare video, but I am actually allergic to the Fenty Gloss Bomb. There is something in the actual like gloss that I just feel like my lips are on fire, and it's not in a good way. It just feels, I don't know, it gets tingly, and then I get these little bumps around my lip liner area. So I'm a little bit scared that these are going to give me the same reaction, but we're going to go ahead and try it. So I'm going to grab the color Peanut Butter, and we're going to go ahead and lip line our lips. And I really do like these lip liners. I did swatch them at Ulta, and yeah, they were really creamy. And if you guys see some of that gloss, I am starting to sweat a little bit. It's getting a little hot, so I'm gonna go up in the air so you're gonna hear it a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and now apply this. This is also new for me. This is the iconic London Cloud Kiss Matte Lip Mousse. Lip Mousse. I don't know why I said that. I got it in the color Undressed. I'm hoping it goes with this color. I did pick that pinkish tone on the eyelid, so that's also why I decided to stick to this color. My intention to do this was with a brown tone, but we're gonna try it with this one first. And as we can tell, it transitions a little bit too light on me. So I'm just gonna grab brown liner. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in Malt, and I'm just gonna slightly fill in some of the spots. Let me go ahead and apply a little bit more. What do we think? I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if this is kiss proof. I'm gonna... No, it's not. I was waiting for it to dry. I just did that to remove some of the excess, and look, we got some matte color going on. The last thing that I am going to try for you guys, and then we're done, is gonna be this, the Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Gel lifting gel. But everyone said that this is the best one to actually like lift the eyebrows. I have really thick brows, guys, like thick brows. I have to actually get them laminated in order for them to stay up. No gel has been able to keep them up. The Urban Decay one was closed. I just hated the brush on that one, but at the end of the day, like, it did not work out the way I wanted to. And I'm gonna just start in the front with a lifting motion, and then run my way through. I've never used this before, and I've actually never really seen like anyone do a tutorial with this, just because I haven't really been interested in any of these, because they all say the same thing. They all say they all lift and then they don't, and then I'm like disappointed. And yeah, so here we go. This is the finished look. What do you guys think? I think we have some winners and we have some losers. Let's start with the losers. This Natasha Denona Cheek Trio kind of was disappointing for me. You know, you're spending all that money on these 3 colors. They didn't do anything spectacular. It just was not what I wanted from a palette. This would have been so perfect if it would have looked more better. I had to work really hard to even get this color to show on my skin. If you guys noticed, when I first applied it, it didn't really show, and I had to go back in there and apply more, which can sometimes be okay if you're that type of person that likes to build up to the color you want. But I would rather have a lot of pigment that I can blend out than having to build and add more product to my skin. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I don't want to keep adding on more powder to my face if I know I don't need to, you know. This Chrome Era, it's giving base brush set. Guys, this worked fine and it was really good for precision, but that's it. Like, I spent all that money on this whole set that has this brush. Where's the brush? Oh snap, where is the brush? Did I drop the brush? Oh no, it's right here. We have this brush right here, which honestly is supposed to be like a resemblance of this one, but the hairs on this, they're synthetic. I think they're different. They worked fine, but I honestly like my other concealer brush that I tried today better than this one. Yeah, this is a big no-no. Yeah, it's cute. I do like what they were trying to do with it, but it's not something I would tell you guys go out and go buy it. I think you can honestly pass on that. This brush right here, honestly, I feel like it's not a necessary thing. Like, I was hoping it would help me sculpt, like I can go here and I would get a good effect, even like this, but it's literally just a regular powder brush that's trying to be a finishing brush. I would rather use my powder puff instead of using this brush, to be honest with you guys. This is gonna be a no for me. I didn't feel like this is necessary. I'm a little disappointed with the Real Techniques. The last time I tried new brushes from them, they were all A1, and right now we're kind of like, oh, you know, maybe not. The other, you can pass. Again, everybody's opinion for everything is different. You might end up liking this when it comes out and you buy it. For me, myself, not a big fan. I'm talking about these, the Ilia, the cream bronzer and the cream highlighter. I put the Natasha Denona one after I already had put this Ilia one, but the Ilia one blended out fine, but it also gave me this weird like texture on my skin. So if you have like texture on your skin, I would not recommend it. If I'm feeling like a makeup no makeup look, like let's just say I put no foundation, no nothing, and I want to just go out and I just want to look put together, this would probably be it. Like, where I want to look like I tried a little bit but not too much. One of the last ones is going to be this one, the Winky Lux, the Peeper Correct, the color Corrector and the color Peach. I think it did fine, but for the price and for what it did, I honestly feel like you might not just need it. If you really do suffer from really dark circles, I would recommend maybe going for like Tarte. Tarte also has a color corrector and they do have a lot of various shades. This only has 3 shades and it's like drugstore, but it's a little fancy drugstore, so I just don't think this is worth buying for what it does. I think there are better alternatives, even more for a couple more bucks you can get a better one. I just myself felt like this one was fine, but it didn't feel like, oh my god, it really covered my circles. Yeah, it just was not my thing. This Natasha Denona Glam palette has really nice shades, guys. These shades in here are so nice. They are shades that I would honestly like to use every day, but if I'm paying $69 for this, I'm expecting, like, when I put it on to not have to struggle to blend it out. I don't have to do a bunch of different things. The shades came out fine, but if I have to apply spray on there to intensify it, costing at $69, I don't know if this is really worth it. This is more of a at your own risk if you want to buy this, because it is much more expensive. It doesn't hurt me as much because I did get half off of this, so it doesn't hurt me as much. But again, I honestly feel like maybe you could have, look at that, I already have a lash. But I do feel like maybe if you're thinking about buying a Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, you wait until it goes on sale. I would personally not buy this by myself, like full price. I wouldn't. I would be upset right now if I paid full price for this. I'd be like, I'm returning this tomorrow, because for the colors and all the blend and everything that I got, I could get from a much more cheaper eyeshadow palette. And now my other in-between thing is gonna be this, the iconic London Cloud Kiss. It is nice, but for the price of this, it's nice, but it's not transfer proof. As soon as I eat something, it's gonna go bye-bye. It does blend good and it doesn't feel tightening. It literally feels so comfortable on the lips. I will give them that. But this is like a in-between, like if you really feel like you need it, go ahead and buy it. But again, remind yourself, it's not transfer proof. It doesn't stay all day. It's gonna be one of those, you know, like a regular matte lipstick. And then this right here. So this Natasha Denona YN concealer, high concealer. You guys can see I am technically already creasing, but what concealer doesn't crease on me? I am older, I do have fine lines. Every time I laugh, I'm pretty much already creasing my concealer. The powder will help a lot if you are dealing with that. You can't really tell, but throughout the day, as the day progresses, you're gonna start seeing where my crease is at, where it's starting to crease. It's gonna start disappearing. So I like the formula, it's really good. I just don't know if I can buy a less cheaper concealer and get the same effect, because that's what happens with me with every concealer. It is hydrating, it doesn't feel drying. I would have to keep testing this out a little bit more to see like if I like it or not. So as of now, we're in the maybe pile with this one, but I did like it. It did impress me. The color was perfect for me. I did get this half off again. If not, I'd probably be a little bit more like considering returning it, but at this point I think I'm keeping it. I think it's fine. If you are just starting with makeup, this is gonna be the best thing for you. $8. It gives a satin, somewhat full coverage. The shade range at the store at Walmart is very limited. I would recommend you buy this on E.L.F. instead. I think this is coming to like other retailers like Amazon and Ulta next year, but if you really need it, I would suggest just do an E.L.F. haul. Just buy a bunch of stuff on E.L.F. and go with this. The color shades, again, I thought the next color up was gonna be fine, and then I had to go down, and I'm glad that I actually bought both of them, because online I took like a big guess trying to figure out what it was until I walked into Walmart and I saw they had it, and I just bought both of them. I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna buy both of them, and whichever one works for me I'll keep, and whichever one doesn't, we out. And then this Rare Beauty brow gel didn't leave me sticky, didn't leave it hard. It did lift some of my brows and it left them nice and fluffy. You're not gonna get a laminated look, just FYI. No lamination on this. It's as good as it's gonna get. And I think for a natural, like everyday, I just want my, like if I didn't put anything on my brows and I would just use the gel, I think I would be perfectly fine with that. And then the Fenty liners, they didn't glide on as good as I did like when I swatched it in the store, but I will keep trying them on, because those, I remember I swatched them and then I rubbed and they didn't come off. So I have to keep trying it on. I can't tell you guys right now, like my lips are not burning, they're not itching, so I know that they're not giving me an allergic reaction, so that's good. So again, if you're in that same boat as me where the Fenty Gloss Bomb gives you allergies, the lip liners are not going to, because I don't feel it. As soon as I apply the balm, like I get anxiety. I feel like I have little ants just all over my lips. So again, it just depends. I didn't get any allergic reaction to it, so you're safe if you're on the same boat as me. But yeah guys, I think that is all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video of me trying out new stuff. Let me know down below which items you're thinking of getting, maybe trying. Did I make you change your mind? Did I make you want to buy the item? Let me know down below, guys. What else you guys want me to try? I will see you guys in my next video. If you guys like this video, please make sure to like it. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.